Hey, it's Chef Evelyn and I'm back with another video. And in today's video, I decided to do something a little different than most people normally do. I want to share with you 7 reasons why you should not join the Chef's Table experience. Why you shouldn't even apply, okay? And I know you're like, now that's counterproductive. Don't you want people to apply? Don't you want people to enroll? Yes, but I also want to make sure that the right people apply, the right people enroll. And so I want to share with you 7 things that if any one of these apply to you, you should not apply for the Chef's Table experience. Now, if you've already been watching the videos and you know that you want to apply, right, then you can watch this video just as a gut check or, just to tickle your fancy, right? But if these apply to you, don't even click the link. It's no love. We can stay right here on YouTube, right? We can stay right here together on YouTube. And this is what I mean by, some people just, when they have an experience, they're more concerned about their personal gain, and I'm more concerned about your outcome. I'm more concerned about what your experience is going to be like, the end results that you're going to get. Are you going to hit your goals? That is really my focus, right? All the rest will take care of itself, okay? So first things first, if you are not teachable, do not apply for the Chef's Table. And what I mean by teachable, meaning if you're somebody who constantly says, I know that. Oh, yeah, I know that. I already knew that. Oh, they didn't say anything I didn't already know. Yeah, I know that. I got it, right? Because here's the thing. If you knew how to do it, you would have done it already. And if you knew how to do it, you wouldn't be watching my videos because you would have no need for them, right? And I'm always like, I'm just tickled when people are like, oh yeah, I know that. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I know that, right? Oh, I know how to do that. Oh, they didn't show me nothing I didn't already know, right? But here's the thing. It's one thing to know something in theory. It's another thing to know it in practical application. And so a lot of times we think we know something. And I remember, I wish I could remember the name of the book, but it was like, how do you know that you know something, right? Not because you read about it, not because you saw it, not because you heard it, right? It's because you've done it. You know that you know something when you've done it, right? So if you have not done the things that you've wanted to do, but you swear up and down, please do not apply for the Chef's Table, okay? If you are not teachable and coachable. And let me say this, here's a gut check for you. One of my favorite pastors says this all the time. He says, any area where you don't have the results that you want is an area that you're not teachable in. So if you have an area of your life or your business where it's like not doing what you want to do, I don't care if that's income, client level, losing weight, getting married, staying married, whatever the case may be, right? Earning a certain amount of money, not being burnt out while you're earning money because you're doing business and maybe you're making money, but you're exhausted, right? And you're tired, okay? Listen, any area where you don't have the results that you want is an area that you are not teachable in. I'm going to keep going, okay? The second thing, please do not apply for the Chef's Table experience if you do not believe in self-investment. Hear me, okay? Some people are committed to doing things the hard way, and more power to you, okay? Please don't apply for the Chef's Table if you prefer to do things the hard way. If you get validation out of struggling, if you feel like your results are more valuable if you did it the hard way, right, then the Chef's Table experience is not for you. The Chef's Table experience is for women who believe in investing in themselves. They believe in getting the kind of support that they need. They are willing to invest at a high level to save themselves time, to save themselves mistakes, to save themselves confusion. They don't want to take the long way. They don't want the badge of honor from being a martyr to their business, right? And so if you're someone who is committed to trying to figure out how to grow a 6-figure, 7-figure business, right, off of free information, one, the math ain't mathing, okay? Like that math just doesn't work. But if you are committed to that, the Chef's Table experience is not for you. It is a high level investment for people who want a high level of transformation, who want a high level of support, who want a high level of guidance, who want a high level of accountability, who want to be around other high level women chefpreneurs, right? And so if you're someone who does not believe in self-investment, or you believe in low self-investment, I'm going to spend a little $200, a little $47, a little $97. I'm going to get every free resource. I'm going to try to copy what other chefs are doing. I'm going to read a couple articles on Pinterest, and I got it. More power to you. I'm not saying you won't be successful. You probably will. It may take you a lot longer, okay? And listen, some people like to take the long route, right? So if that is you, okay, do not apply for the Chef's Table experience, all right? The third thing is, do not apply for the Chef's Table experience if you're not ready to do the work. Coaching is not a magic pill. Courses are not a magic pill. Programs are not a magic pill. You still have to do the work, right? So if you're someone who just likes to get high off of information, like if you're just like, ooh, yes, like it's like people who like going to church because they want to get a word, but they don't want to apply what they've learned, right? Like they don't actually want to do, like they've got notebooks full of information and quotes, and your phone is filled to capacity with screenshots, and you follow all the gurus and all the top people, right? But you haven't actually put anything into practice. Listen, the Chef's Table experience is not for you. I have actually, in a different program, I have let go of clients for not doing the work. Keep your money, okay? It does me a disservice. It does the other people in the program a disservice. More importantly, it does you a disservice if all you want to do is sit and suck up information and be like, oh my God, this is so good. I never knew, right? Like if you're that person who are like, I just want the information, and you're not an implementer, you're not a go-getter, you're not, I'm a get it done, no excuses kind of person. I'm a do what you told me to do because I want to get the results that I know I can get. If you're a person who does not want to do the work, please save yourself some time, save me some time, right? Save the community some time, and the women who are actually doing the work, the headache and the frustration, and just don't even apply, right? And listen, this is not me trying to make you feel bad. This is me wanting you to be honest with yourself about who you are in this season of your life, right? If you know that you're not really ready to really commit, if you know that you want to be ready, but you're not actually ready, don't apply, okay? You know what I'm saying? When you get ready and your mindset gets ready and you get tired of not doing the work and trying to manifest your way into it and trying to vision board your way into it and all of these things, then we can have a conversation when you're ready to do the work, okay? The fourth thing is that you don't want to commit to the process, right? So you want to skip steps. Oh, I already know how to do that. I don't need to do that, right? Just give me this piece. You know, like, have you ever had a potential client where you gave them a cohesive menu and they wanted to like cut out all the vegetables, and you know that is not going to sit well in people's stomach, that 3 entrees and everything got a cream sauce, and you know that that's not going to go well, but that's what they want. Listen, if you're like that when it comes to following the step-by-step process and you want to skip steps, right? Because you want to move fast and wrong, right? Instead of at a steady pace and do things the right way. Because let me tell you, if you skip steps, you're going to have to go back and do it anyway, right? But if you're the kind of person that you don't want to follow the steps and you don't want to commit to the process, again, this is not the experience for you, right? I've spent over a decade streamlining and really refining this process. It works. It's repeatable, but you have to do all the steps, right? You know, even if you don't fully understand, then you can ask questions, okay? But if you're somebody who's like, all I want is this piece right here, I don't need all that other stuff, right? Because you got it, right? Again, the Chef's Table experience is not going to be a good fit for you, and you're not going to be a good fit for the Chef's Table experience. The women in my programs are committed to the process. They are committed to the work, okay? The next thing is, if you think that signing up for the Chef's Table is a get rich quick answer, right? Like if you think it's a magic pill, okay? If you think it's a magic bullet, right? Yes, it is a year-long program. Do my clients make money along the way? Of course they do. Of course they do. Matter of fact, their income increases month after month, right? But if you're someone who thinks if I sign up for this, in 1 year, I should be making $1 million. You don't know entrepreneurship. I'm always amazed when people are like, I'm going to do this for a year, and if something don't hit, I'm done. It's like, you do know, like, it takes most people 3 to 5 years for something to really pop off. Like, now you can expedite that process with guidance and coaching and a framework, right? But if you think that it's just a magic pill and it's a give rich thing, again, the Chef's Table experience is not for you, and you are not a good fit for the Chef's Table at this time with that mindset, right? And here's these things don't make you a bad person. They just make you not a fit for the Chef's Table. Okay. So if you're someone though that you're like, no, Evelyn, I'm ready. I'm tired of trying to figure it out on my own. It takes as long as it takes, right? Like, let me tell you, when I taught cooking classes, people always are like, well, how long do I bake it for? And I always explain to them, I said, well, I'm going to give you an answer, but you're not going to like it. But let me preface it by saying this. Everybody's oven is different. Your oven may or may not be calibrated. You may be living at a different altitude. Your food going into the oven may be at a different temperature than my food was going into the oven. Your steak may be at a different thickness, right? And so I'm going to say you cook it until it's done, right? So when people say, well, how long can I expect to do it? It takes however long it takes. It depends on where your starting point is. It depends on how committed you are to the process. It depends on where your mindset is. Do you have hurdles to overcome? Some people have other things going in their life and they're moving at a different pace, right? And so if you're somebody who is like, well, if it don't work in 90 days, then it's not for me. Then again, this is not the experience for you. The women who do well in my programs are like, it's going to take as long as it takes because the time is going to pass anyway. Right? The time is going to pass anyway. And I'd rather be at least closer. If I'm not fully there, I'd at least rather be closer this time next year than to still be in the same place that I am right now. Right? And then the next thing is, if you're not willing to bet on yourself, you have to have a certain of self-resolve and self-belief to invest in yourself. And a lot of times, I know that the issue is like, I know what I'm talking about. Like, the evidence is here. So that's not the issue. This is not about me. This is about, do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in your ability to submit to a process? Do you believe in your ability to do the work? Do you believe in your ability to stick with things when they become challenging or confusing or difficult? Do you have the ability to be disciplined? Do you have the ability to be humble and teachable? Do you have the ability to ask questions even if you feel like, even if you feel like you're embarrassed that you don't know the answer, right? Are you willing to do the work? Are you willing to take personal responsibility for your business? Are you willing to bet on yourself? So a lot of times the doubt is not in the external person offering the guidance, right? Or even in their process. Like, the fact that I can talk about this at this point, I think I'm in year 5. Like, you can go back to 2017 and I've got videos where I am talking about culinary entrepreneurship. The fact that I haven't run out of things to talk about is because I know culinary business, right? So if you're not willing to bet on yourself, right? But you want other people to bet on you. You want them to bet on you and buy your products and services, but you won't bet on yourself. Again, the Chef's Table experience is not for you, right? So, don't apply if you're not willing to bet on yourself, right? If you aren't willing to take risk, because entrepreneurship is all about risk. If you are extremely risk averse, let me tell you, you might even want to reconsider entrepreneurship, right? And again, that doesn't make you a bad person. That just means like just be honest about who you are, right? For a long time, I was risk averse until I realized that I wanted to be an entrepreneur more than I wanted to be risk averse. And so I decided that I could no longer be risk averse, right? That I had to welcome risk and be okay with risk and be comfortable with the discomfort of risk, right? And so, Listen, if that's not you, if you're like, Evelyn, that's not my personality, find you an amazing career somewhere in food and lean into that and enjoy that. And there's no shame in that. Like I am not the person that shames people for having a job. Everybody is not willing to do the work or doesn't have the bandwidth or the stick-to-itiveness or whatever you want to call it for entrepreneurship, right? And that doesn't make entrepreneurs better people or employees worse people. It's just different dispositions, right? And so here's the last reason why you should not apply for the Chef's Table experience is if you want to be a hobbyist and not a professional. I have a video where I talk about trying to figure out, are you a hobbyist or a professional? If you have not seen that video, look on my channel, type in, search for hobby or professional, and I want you to watch that video, because if you are more hobbyist and professional and you do not want to change, right? And you do not want to change, this is not the program for you. The level of commitment that is required, the level of investment that's required, the level of work that's required, right, is because this is someone who is committed to being a professional. This is someone that this is going to be your business, your livelihood, your career, right? And if you're like, no, I just like having a little side business where I just want to make a little money on the side because it's kind of fun to me, kind of interesting. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. There are certain things that I have that make me money on the side and they're just for fun. And I do not want to be a professional at that, right? And so I don't invest at a high level and do the kind of work and commit at a level that somebody who wants to do that full time does, right? So again, this is not a dig. This is really about, I am ferocious about cultivating the right cohort of women. I am ferocious about a certain type of community because the community is one of the benefits of being in the Chef's Table experience. And it requires people with the right mindset, with the right work ethic, with the right attitude, with the right disposition. Also, please do not join the Chef's Table or even apply for the Chef's Table experience. This is a bonus one. If you're a pessimist, if everything is going to go wrong, if everything is going to go bad, and all you can ever see is the negatives and I can't, and I don't know how, and I won't, and this won't work, and again, more power to you. The Chef's Table experience is not for you, and you are not for the Chef's Table experience. But if you listen to all of that and you said, Chef Evelyn, that none of that is me, I'm ready. Like, I've been ready, I have been willing, I've been waiting. Or you don't want to be those things, right? And you're ready to surround yourself with people who think on this level, right? Then I encourage you to apply. Go to chefevelyn.com/program and complete the application process, right? So you're going to go through a pre-call questionnaire that's very, very in-depth. That allows me to learn a lot more about you, your business, what's working, what's not working, what your goals are, what are you trying to do, right? So that when we get on the call, we can have a great dialogue about what you need to do to move forward. It might be the Chef's Table. It might not, okay? And if nothing else, you're going to leave knowing where the gaps are, where the holes are, right? On what you need to do to move forward. And so listen, there is an investment for the call, right? Because you're leaving with a tangible result, right? And this takes me back to my previous point. If you're not someone who invests in yourself, like, there's no point for you to even fill out the application, because nobody goes to the doctor and says, evaluate me and tell me what's wrong with me for free, right? You are willing to invest because you want to solve the problem. And then when they tell you what your prescription is or what you need to do, you then execute, right? It's like taking your car into a mechanic for a diagnostic. You're like, this is going wrong, and this is going wrong, and this is going wrong. And they're taking their expertise, right, and their years of experience and their years of working on cars, and they're saying, here's all what's wrong with your car, right? There is a fee for that, right? And so listen, if you're the kind of person who you don't like that, no problem. Again, the Chef's Table experience is not for you. But for those of you who like, that's a small investment for clarity, right? Because you understand the value of clarity, okay? So that you can let go of confusion and overwhelm. So fill out the pre-call application. Then when you are prompted, select a day and a time that works best for you, right? Follow the steps to confirm your investment. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Peace.